Hey everyone, Gio here. I hope everyone's having a great day today. I'm myself having a good day. I didn't have to work today, so all I did was I kind of cleaned my house and stuff. I had to go into Beacon Center and go to a screen, so I did that. I had group this morning, so I did that. But aside from that, I just been kind of tidying up the house. I had a workout and stuff, and that was good. But aside from that, just kind of watching TV, waiting for my Miami Dolphins. They play tonight. I'm really excited for it, and I hope they win. I hope they do really, really well. It's really exciting to have them right now as well as they're doing. It's the most excitement I've had as far as football in a long time. But for today's video, I'm going to start by reading from my gratitude journal what I wrote for today, the things I'm thankful for. So the first thing I'm thankful for is God being so prevalent in my life. So this is so true for me because I do feel God's presence quite often, like almost all the time, pretty much all the time in my life. And I know now that I'm living a life that's pleasing to Him. And pretty much with everything that I do in my life now, I try to do it with Him in mind, with God in mind, and I try to do it with the thought that I'm doing something that's pleasing to Him. So that's pretty much what I try to do at all times. I try not to curse. I try not, I'm very good with my word as far as being honest and being loyal and being responsible. And I try to do everything I can to always have the thought that would this be pleasing to God? So I do that, and it simplifies my life, and it makes it so now I have a purpose. And as long as I do that at all times, then I know that I'm doing good, and I know that there's nothing I can be upset about, as far as the way I'm living my life. And I know that I'm living a life that's pleasing to Him, and I know that I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on, and I'll get more to that after that. So, the other thing I'm thankful for are all my supports. One being Lisa at UCP. She's my care manager, and she does wonderful for me, and it's great to have her to talk to. And I actually spoke with her the day I made my first video, and she encouraged me about it, and she gave me some insights about it because I was very wary about making the video. I've been talking about it for quite some time, but I was trying to wait for everything to be perfect. I was trying to wait till I had the right equipment, till I had my new teeth, till everything was perfect and I felt perfect about it. But she's the one that talked me into just being myself, and that that'll be more authentic, more genuine. So I appreciated that from her. My second one is Jen and DM at Beacon. So Jen is is my one-on-one counselor, and she's been amazing for me. She's done some really really good things with me, as far as things about figuring out what my values are and things of that matter. And she's actually really really good at her job, and I really appreciate her a lot. The next one being DM. So he is my group facilitator, and he's also really, really good at his job. And both of them, I think, have a level of caring that you don't see from a lot of, not necessarily a lot of counselors, but that you don't see from all the counselors. That you don't see from all people. They seem to care more than most people that I've been around. So I'm very very grateful for them, and I do believe that it's God putting these people in my life, at the right time that they need to be there, and they're the right people that are for me to further my development as I go along on this journey. So I thank God for that. Comes back to God always. And then the next one is my probation officer, and then for me being on treatment court. So these are actually supports that I had to fight for, when I was in jail, and they were just trying to give me my sentence, and I would have gotten out, but I ended up taking these have these things over my head in order to be accountable to things. But I was looking at it more as I have more supports, more people to help me along on this journey, more people to make it so I have reason to succeed, so I have the ability to succeed. Just to give myself the best chance in every way possible. Because it's one thing just to want this, to want to be sober, to want to lead a clean life, to want to have this different life. It's one thing just to want all that and to feel like you can do it and to feel all these things, but we have so many things that are working against us. Once once we picked up, and once you experience things on the level that I've experienced them, like just as far as the amounts of substances that I've used, and the quality of the substances, and just how big of a part of my life that they became. So it's so hard to, once your brain gets to that level, and once your brain, that becomes all that your life is about, it's so hard at that point to get back away from that. I know that anyone who doesn't use, but anyone who's caught up, in this disease, that is suffering from it on the level that I was suffering from it at, they can understand this a little bit better. But it's so hard just to get out of that. You can want it all you want, you can say all the right things. When I'm in jail, I'm going to say all these things and feel all these things because I am sober, and because my brain is feeling differently, being that I don't have the substances in me, or to affect me and everything. But as soon as you get out, as soon as you're free, and now you have the availability of these substances again, just it changes everything. So it's really, really hard, but you really have to fight for it, and you have to do everything in your power if you really want to have this. And hopefully I can inspire you to show you that this is a better way to feel, and this is a better, everything is better for me right now, and I can't stress that enough. So the other thing I'm thankful for is Tanya, who's my girlfriend, for her being on this journey with me. She as well is in recovery, and she's fighting too, and she's along for the ride with me, and she's doing all the things that I'm doing, and she's working. She's at work right now, and she's part of us keeping a clean house. She's part of us being responsible and doing all the things that we have to do. So it is nice to have somebody who's working with me instead of against me. Like they say in recovery that you don't really want to have relationship in the first year, and that they're hard and everything. And I understand all that, and I get all that part of it. But if that's because most relationships aren't successful, and most times in these relationships you're going to have one person that's working against the other person, that's making it hard on them. So in order for the one person to succeed who's trying to succeed, the other person is going to be pulling them back and making that harder. But if both people really want to succeed, and both people are really both focused on doing that, then I do believe that it can be a really, really helpful thing to have two people working together, as long as they're both on the same level, and they're both willing to do what it takes, and willing to put in all the work that it's going to take to get there. So I am thankful to her. My family being supportive and positive, which is different for me. I haven't had that in so long. My family believed in tough love, and they just kind of, I don't have a family that necessarily suffers from addiction, so it hasn't been involved in their life, so they don't understand it, and they don't understand the things like this, or the use of drugs. They haven't seen any of this. They haven't been through the ringer, so to speak. Whereas me now, I've seen everything that you can possibly imagine. So there's, as far as shock value, as far as different things, I've seen people die in front of me. I've seen everyone fighting cops. I've fought cops myself. Just a number of different things that you can see, and everything. For anybody who hasn't been through that or anything, it can be tough for them to witness, and they don't understand that. And it's very hard for them to understand how someone, like me, who they care about and everything, can throw their life away. So they believe, that I'm able to throw my life away, and to not be a part of my family's life and everything, that I choose drugs over that and stuff. They don't understand that, and that's a very hard concept for them to understand. So they haven't been there necessarily for me in quite a long time, but they've come around because they can see my sincerity in it, and they can see, how I'm doing and everything. So it's so nice to have them be back in my life, and it's very important to have those supports for me. Um, my YouTube channel. I'm thankful for this channel. I'm thankful to have this purpose now that I think about, that I'm putting all this thought into and effort into. Not necessarily effort yet, but I have all these thoughts about the effort I'm gonna put into it. But just the fact that I'm thinking about all day, what can I make this video about? What do I want to share on this day? What is the overall goal of all of this? What am I hoping to accomplish? What can I pick up on throughout the day that I can share that's insightful that I can use, to possibly help someone, and who can I encourage, and just these different things that I'm thinking. Am I showing glory to God by doing this, which I hope that I am, and am I possibly going to help someone with what I say and everything? So I just keep on coming back to that, and just the fact that I have that now to work with, and I have these things in my mind and everything. It's a very positive thing, and it feels really good. So I'm so thankful to the channel, as well as my subscribers, as well as to the people that are supporting me and commenting and liking videos and everything. It really does mean so much to me to have any sort of support at all. As I am doing this, I'm putting myself out there. I'm being very vulnerable. It's a different thing for me to be doing this. Previously, before now, everything about me was just trying to be cool, trying to get everyone to like me, trying to get everyone to think that I was cool, and trying to show off, and being the cool guy and everything. Whereas I'm not even talking to my family, I'm not talking to my children, but I'm so worried about impressing all these people that, at the end of the day, it's not that they don't matter, but they don't matter to my success. They don't matter to my being good. None of them are going to be here now in this instance, but I understand all that because they're suffering, and because they're battling, and because they're out there, on the front lines dealing with all this. How can they possibly be anywhere except for where that they are? And I understand that because I was there for so long. So I'm not bothered that no one's there for me. I'm not bothered that when I go to jail, no one's there. I'm not bothered that that everyone's just worried about themselves, because I understand that and I get that. But at the same time, I am just thankful for everyone that is supporting me and everything. So the other thing I'm thankful for is not having addiction control my life. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. As Christmas is coming, I have underneath my tree, I have all sorts of presents and everything for my family, for my girlfriend's family, and I haven't given anybody a present, and I don't know how long. It's not for the fact that I didn't have presents that I could have given, because I was doing a lot of things that provided me to get a lot of things from stores and everything. But at the same time, everything had to go to the getting, and the procuring, and the elongating the uses of doing drugs. So I'm so thankful not to have the drugs controlling my life anymore. I am so, so, so thankful for that, because if I look at my last year, a year ago from now, every single thing that I did on every day, it was all based on the fact that I'm trying to get whatever substance I'm trying to get, and I'm trying to get enough of it so that I'm not sick, so that I'm not miserable, so that whatever it may be. But that took precedence over every other thing in my life. Like nothing happened in my life unless I had what it was that I needed to have. And no matter what I had, it was never enough, if that makes any sense. But that's what every minute of every day went to, so there's no thoughts of getting any family presents or anything, because I can't even get, I can't even get something, for myself to I'm not, you're not focused on food, you're not focused on having drinks, you're not focused on having anything except for having the substances that you want in order to not feel the way that you feel. So like a lot of it, like in heroin addiction and opiate addiction and everything, you're physically sick. So you absolutely need to have those things, just to not be physically sick. So that's one part of it. So once you have that, but now anyone who does those drugs, that's not all that they do. So now you have other substances that are so important to you to live by. And without them, it's not that you're necessarily physically sick, but you're not comfortable, you're not okay, you're not happy, you're not settled, you're not anything. So, But then once you get the substances that you're trying to get, you're still none of those things, but it takes you away for just a couple minutes, you know, if that makes sense. Like you have like a little bit of time of freedom when you have a little bit of something that's going to last for say an hour. If I have enough drugs that are going to last me for an hour, now I have, you know, the first half an hour of freedom, but then the second half an hour is me thinking about how am I going to get more, or you know what's going to happen when this is gone. I'm going to not feel good again, or this is going to stink. Like I remember truly like sleeping in until 6 o'clock at night because just trying to sleep because I didn't even want to be awake because there was nothing to be awake for. Like, and that's such a hard feeling, and it's such a hard thing for people to understand that haven't been through that, but I have been there. So I mean, it's so nice to be proud of everything that I do, to have all this purpose now in my life, and like I said, like with the presents, like just to be able to buy, like before I couldn't get presents as well because I didn't know when I'm going to jail. You know, I don't know when I'm going to get caught in either of these warrants that I have. I don't know when I'm going to get caught in any of this crime that I'm doing on a daily basis, whether it's one of the 50 things I'm doing to break the law on a daily basis. Am I going to get caught? So what's the point in getting presents, because they're going to, if I do get caught doing one of these things, they're going to get stolen, or while I go to jail, or else they're going to get stolen anyway while I'm not in jail because everyone steals everything from everybody. But it's a really hard life to be in, and just to be, you know, physically enthralled in the grasp of addiction. And so recently, someone passed away, like someone that I know, their family member passed away, you know, from an overdose and everything. And it was told to me that they had been clean for, you know, for a good amount of time and stuff. And then they picked up again, and then they died, and how sad that that is and everything. And but they don't understand why would they possibly pick up again. And kind of the answer to that is that once you experience these things on a certain level, once you experience these drugs and everything on a certain level, you know, it's going to change your brain. For one, your brain chemistry is going to change. So, so you're just always going to now want that, and it's going to make it so you that's it's always going to be a thought in your mind. You know, for any addict, it's always going to be a thought in their mind that they can experience this thing again, you know, what they experience. Like for me, I had a lot of very enjoyable times, you know, like some of my highest greatest times ever were based on the use of drugs and stuff. So now it's always in my mind that I can have that time again, you know, but I know that I can't though. I know what it does to me now. I know how deep that, you know, that this well will run for me if I was ever to pick up again. Like, and I realize that now, whereas I didn't before. So using before, it was always trying to get back to that, you know, like I experienced this high level of enjoyment. Now I want to experience that. Like I used to actually say that like how do I, once I experience this at this level, how do I do this at this level and not want to experience it at that same level again? So how do I just do that same thing, but be willing to say, okay, I'm going to do it at a lesser level if I can do it at this higher level. So, and now the answer to that is because I know what that level leads to. You know, I know what that level leads to. I know how low that this can get. I know what it feels like to not have a single possession, and the only thing that's driving you is the thought of getting high and the thought of getting whatever substance, you know, and it don't even matter necessarily at times what that substance is. You just have to not be in your head, you know, to not be there at all. Like I know what that feeling is. So, and now I'm not driven by that. Now I'm driven by other things and everything. So that's the reason why I wouldn't dare try to do something again, because I know that, like, I know the enjoyment that I once got from it, and I know that the enjoyment level can still be there and everything, but I don't want to have that enjoyment. I'm okay not enjoying, not reaching that level of enjoyment, because I know what that level of enjoyment leads to. And I'm very happy with where I'm at now, and the fact that I'm okay now, and that I'm seeing the world differently now, and that level of enjoyment doesn't appeal to me anymore. if that makes sense. Like I was always one to want to chase the highest of highs. You know, like if I seen in a movie and I seen like say Dazed and Confused, and they're doing these or no, okay, one better for you is okay, like any movie that glorifies drug use and everything, like when I would see that movie and I would see, you know, the enjoyment level that it could bring. Now, for me, in my mind, that makes it so, okay, I want to try that. I want to experience that. I want to have that level of fulfillment. I want to have that. And I believe that that comes from never having necessarily fulfillment as I was growing up, never being fulfilled for myself, never feeling good about myself. So now I'm always going to want those other things that I feel like will make me have those feelings. Whereas other people that grow up feeling confident about themselves and feeling good about themselves and feeling having those levels of fulfillment, they're not going to chase those possibilities, you know, those different things like that. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on all these and everything, but overall, I'm so happy today to be where I'm at in this recovery and in this journey and trying my best to share with you. I will get way better as I go along these videos and stuff. And as of right now, all I'm doing is I'm just putting a camera up, I'm hitting record, I'm making a video, and I'm hitting upload and I'm putting it in because if I look back at the video first, I'll never post that. I always hated the sound of my voice and I hate like all these little things that I do that I don't like. So I would never post a video ever if I was to go to those links. But I really want to just at least post the videos and stuff and everything that I've read about, you know, creating content, making a channel and stuff that you have to put out content. You know, that the best thing to do is just to get going with it and then everything will get better as it goes. So that's kind of what I'm banking on with it. So I'm kind of winging it as I'm going along these things, but I'm trying to share my thoughts and trying to share my true beliefs and my true everything. That's the one thing is I'll always be true and I'll always say truly what I think and what I feel, and I will always be as honest. Like if for some reason I actually absolutely like picked up and used or something, I will say that and I'll be honest about that. But I know that that won't. I can't ever say I know that that won't happen, but I feel like that won't happen, and I feel like I'm okay to say that I feel like that won't happen. And just I understand a lot more about it and who I am now, and the reasons why I did things, and the reasons why I don't do things now, if that makes any sense. So, the last thing that the last two things that I have written, then I'll end this, but having presents for my family, like I said, it means so much just to be able to put everything I have into giving to others. Like me and my girlfriend, we got presents, we dropped them off for you know unfortunate kids, and we did things like that as well. Just really realizing the difference, and you know being looking forward to Christmas. Like I didn't even care that it was Christmas any other year for so long. So many of them I was in jail for it, and the only reason why you care it's Christmas while you're in jail is because you get a little bit better food, but Christmas hasn't mattered to me in quite some time, so it's very, very nice to be able to be thinking about others and be able to try to do these things for others and stuff. And it's very exciting, and it's exciting that like I can have my daughter come to my apartment now, and that I you know it's nice and it's set up and everything, and I can be a little bit proud of it. You know, being I was just in jail a few months ago, and I didn't have a place to live a few months ago, and I haven't for some time. So being able to have my daughter and her boyfriend be able to have things to give to them, I know it's not about the presents, but it's about showing them that they matter and showing them how much I do care about them and everything. So I'm excited for that. I'm just excited my apartment's well kept and it's nice and everything. So I'm excited for all that and to be around them because it's been a long, long time for that. So I'm excited about these things. And then the last thing I'm very excited for is the Miami Dolphins success. And we play at 8 o'clock. And I know it's about quarter after 8. So I do have to go watch this game. But I love everyone. And I hope everyone has the best blessed day today. And I will talk to you all soon. And I hope the videos get better as I go. I'm sorry for anyone that bears with us and everything. I know that I'm just kind of winging it. But I do love y'all. And I thank everyone for the support. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I promise you I'll get better at making content, and I promise you things will get better as I go. Okay, I love you all. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Best blessed day. Bye.